And tonight with the latest effort by Democrats in the U.S. House of Representatives to remove President Donald Trump from office. Good evening, I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. Rhode Island Congressman David Cicilline sponsored one article of impeachment charging the president with incitement of insurrection. 12 News reporter Rob Nesbitt joins us now with where the legislation stands and what it means during Trump's last 9 days in office. Rob?
Shannon, impeachment is a process, and the efforts by the House of Representatives to call for it are just the beginning. If President Trump is removed from office, he would be the first president in history to be impeached twice.
I object.
Objection is heard.
Republicans blocked the Democrats' resolution Monday, calling on Vice President Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Trump from office. As a result, the House will have to vote on the resolution Tuesday. Congressman Bill Keating says he'll vote in favor of impeachment as a result of last week's riot at the U.S. Capitol.
This is about an incitement and an organization of an attack on our government.
Without the use of the 25th Amendment, Democrats are prepared to move forward with impeachment, using an article sponsored by Congressman Cicilline, accusing the president of inciting an insurrection. A House impeachment vote could come as soon as Wednesday. If passed, the Senate would begin an impeachment trial.
The trial itself, I think, can be extremely quick. I'd be surprised if there's anybody who doesn't have a pretty good idea how they're going to vote on this.
The Senate would need a two-thirds majority to get a conviction. The numbers were in the president's favor during his impeachment trial last year. Senator Whitehouse is urging his Republican colleagues to vote differently this time because of the riot.
The greatest republic in the world has had itself shamed in the eyes of the world by these ghastly images, by these idiot hoodlums.
GOP leader in the House, Kevin McCarthy, says that he's opposed to impeachment, but did float the possibility of voting to censure the president. President Trump has been silent to respond to the possibility of impeachment after Twitter and other social media platforms blocked his access. Reporting live in studio, I'm Rob Nesbitt, 12 News.